Hello and welcome back to our HIP Roman Restoration campaign. Last episode we won a few of our little wars up here in Normandy. We have a couple left to go there. We also took the Channel Islands, of course, and I just granted the duchy title to the existing character in there because we vassalized him, even though I had promised some land to my brother. This will just teach me never to actually promise anybody any land. But he is actually a merchant republic now. Well, he's not a merchant republic, obviously, but he is leading one, so we now will have them making money for us, building trade posts. Hopefully somewhere, since they don't have any right now. But that is pretty good. We already have a pretty good amount of money, actually. We can spend some on some upgrades, I think. Apologies if my voice is a bit hoarse as well. I have been doing quite a few recordings today. We'll just do castle fortifications. We'll keep it fairly cheap on that one, I think. Alright, in Constantinople we still have the quarry, I think, as well, which reduces our costs further. Didn't we have a quarry somewhere else too? Maybe not. I think we had the same event chain again, but it was also in Constantinople, if I remember correctly. Do barracks here, and let's see, we'll start a keep, do a keep, do a keep again, and maybe we'll choose something a little less expensive here since we're getting a little lower on money. And we missed out this county, so let's again keep it pretty cheap. We'll just do castle fortifications. I guess the barracks is cheap, so we'll do that. Okay, that's good. Alright, back to our wars. I would very much like to be able to declare on the Aztecs after this, but unfortunately we're not having much truce. Much luck ending our truce by killing the Emperor. I guess we should invite somebody in here just so that there's a small chance of it firing. And get a single conspirator in for 20 gold, so we'll do that. Alright, we have a new Protarchon of the Great Republic of the Channel Islands. And we have another prestigious battle dream. Okay, we won a siege there, which has not given us victory yet, but hopefully soon. And of course our vassal Queen of France is currently attacking the Aztecs herself, so she's going to take a couple of counties there, which is good, it's helpful. Especially if she kills enough of his troops that he ends up getting some dangerous factions. Okay, my brother Eudoxios, who actually is the brother whom I promised I would give land to. He wants to go and join the Brotherhood of the Holy Sepulchre. I think this will break his betrothal with our vassal Queen of Lusitania as well. So maybe we'll tell him no. We lose piety, but I think that's okay. Because we definitely want him to get married to the Queen and have members of our dynasty on the throne of one of our larger vassal kingdoms to help ensure good relations. So we'll say absolutely not. He's gonna really hate me. We first of all promised him land, then didn't give it to him. Which I guess he hasn't found out about yet. He still thinks we're gonna give him some. Maybe we'll give him one of these counties. That's so messy though once he ends up marrying the Queen of Lusitania. Nah, we'll just break our promise. Okay, so we've got 100% on this one. We'll enforce demands. And we ended up vassalizing this character anyway, rather than taking the land, so we couldn't easily grant it to our brother anyway. And we'll transfer his vassalage to his de jure queen. Leaving us with just one county left. Alright, I forgot about the peasant revolt down here in Malta. Let's go deal with this. We'll have our best commanders in charge of this dangerous amphibious landing. Can still land here, they haven't sieged the whole county. Just the top holding. Okay, we have taken care of them. Enforce our demands, execute this troublemaker. Disband that and turn our attention up here. So I think I'm just going to pile all of these troops on and assault this to get this war over. Okay, our Despot of Galicia. Creating duchy titles. We will take the commander. Apparently was not the actual leader. I guess it would have been one of the lower holdings now that I think about it. It's fine, we'll just assault one more and that will give us 100%. Further consolidating the northern coastline. Still have some work to do there though. Let's see. Our vassal Duke of Carinthia and Burgundy, etc. is at war with somebody. Is he? This is just one of his sub-vassals, maybe. The Duchessa of Lorraine, okay. Lorrainian Holy War for Baden. Interesting. So he's going to try and take, or she's going to try and take some land from Swabia. Okay. Actually, this county is revolting as well, which gives us an opportunity, and we have just disbanded all of our troops, well, almost all of them. I think we have some on these boats. Let's get a war declared there quickly. Alright, never sure which is retinue and which isn't. Are you retinue? You're retinue, okay. Or events 1 troops, one or the other. And that is all the troops that we have, I think. Yes. Alright then, not you, we want to declare on the revolt. I think we still have our truce with Swabia till 1351, but this can let us skip one war against them. Which I'm actually not sure if this is the last war, or whether we're going to need to do another one afterwards. Clicked on the wrong character there, we'll declare war. We have Imperial Reconquest of this county, yeah, okay. So we have a truce with them, so we won't be declaring that yet, but this way we can take one county from the revolt as it's revolting, and save us one war against Swabia themselves. And I don't think we have anyone else we can declare war on over here. I think we have captured every other county that's not held by the Aztecs. So I guess we'll just fight this one quickly. Let's see, there's actually quite a large army from the revolt here, so do need a reasonable number of troops. We'll take the levy of Carpathia, etc., which actually is almost enough by itself. Take France as well, just to make sure of things. Actually, why don't you go siege this county and we'll send you over here to actually fight the battle. Should be able to get it done pretty quickly. Eudoxius again is asking me if he can join the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, or the Brotherhood of the Holy Sepulchre. So we're just gonna have to lose 100 piety again. Well, I guess we don't really need it for anything, so that's fine, but I wish he would stop. Maybe he just has a very bad memory. He doesn't remember that we already said no. We probably do have some land to convert over here. No, those are still under the Aztecs. Yes, here. So let's get our chaplain on the job. That reminds me, somebody requested in the comments somewhat recently to see the religion and culture map modes, so let's have a look at those. Sunni, pretty dominant in Africa. West African paganism, not really hanging on too well there. Swabia, I think, is the only real Catholic holdout. Everywhere else is pretty solidly Orthodox, barring the occasional few counties. Some Waldensianism up in Iceland, and also Norway. And we have some Hindus and Jains and Buddhists over here in India, as usual. Nothing too unusual going on there. And of course we have the Monophysites over here in Georgia and Armenia. And for culture, we have spread some Greek culture, if we can have a look around the map here, but not very much. Culture just changes very slowly. So we're not going to see too many changes there, even by the end of the game, probably. But the occasional county here and there is about all we can do. Some of these counties down in Egypt are still English from hundreds of years ago, when it was an English character that won one of the earlier crusades for Egypt, and they were ruling here for a while. But anyway, back to our war, which is going fine so far, but we do want to actually fight the army of the Swabian revolts. Let's see, I think we're going to be crossing a river either way here, whether we attack them in this county or the one that they're headed to. So we're not actually going to catch them there. We can change their mind like this. And then hopefully we can attack them over here. We will catch them, that's good. Taking attrition over here in this siege, which is not ideal. Let's split out half of them. How is France doing against the Aztecs? 83%, so she is definitely going to win that. Not that it was much in doubt. Okay, we've engaged the enemy army. We have some troops from Lorraine here as well. I guess we're just kind of stealing their war score because they're trying to take this county. Factions, you say? So the independence faction is up to 85%, and people want to put my uncle and my other uncle on the throne. Well, they're relatively negligible, but the independence faction should probably be dealt with. Our Protarchon of the Channel Islands, of course, is causing trouble. Guess we can spread some gold around. It's the Prince of Morea in Italy here that is mainly causing the problem. He's our rival, of course. He has personal combat skill of 3. We have 7. If we were to switch to the war focus, we'd be able to duel him. And possibly kill him. How old is our heir? 12. That's one way to deal with him. I don't think we're going to ever make him like us if he's our rival. You know, if we do end up with a our son coming into power early. That wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. And we do have a pretty good advantage with 7 versus 3 against him, so let's do that. It'll be fun. Those are famous last words, but maybe they're just famous words. So it's... where's his capital? Down here? Prince of Morea in Italy, our rival. We may have to be at peace to duel him, actually. Yeah, okay. Well, we should be able to finish this war pretty easily. And then get started on some real fighting. Oh, well, I guess we'll just have the war finish inconclusively instead. Which is kind of unfortunate. Now we'll have to wait for our truce with Swabia. My brother is reminding me of my promise again. So we can say very well and grant him county in our domain, which... Let me see here. If that's in our capital duchy, we would be able to just plot to revoke it again, which it is. But he's going to be very unhappy about that. Or we can say that he won't like this, say no, and he might not passively accept our decision. What does that mean? He might try to raise a revolt against me? Well, hey, either way, it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. We have a new Duke of Carinthia. Okay, he's pretty happy with me. He's a lunatic, though. Call to arms from the Grand Duke of Kiev. This is just a war to lower crown authority. If we accept this, we won't be able to duel our rival, which is what I want to do, so I think we'll say no. He only has a very small revolt, so he should be fine. Apollonia is often involved in fights with other toddlers. We'll try to make her diligent. I think this is our best chance, 25%. She became slothful, okay. Well, she's probably not too important. So I don't think we're getting any result from refusing a fief to our brother. Okay, he's happier now, that's good. Alright, let's go ahead and duel Prince Symmachus then. What's the worst thing that could possibly happen? He has chosen to accept our challenge to personal combat. The duel will take place in the next few days. Let's fight. The duel starts violently, as your tactic is to strike at the prince's guard repeatedly until it falls. However, you seem to be unable to overwhelm his, as he blocks and evades your every attack with ease. As time passes, you grow more and more fatigued, and predicting the prince's maneuvers gets all the more challenging. You curse your slow reactions as you try to parry a high attack, which you use to feint into a low blow, striking at your legs. The resulting wound isn't fatal, but it hinders your movement, and you reluctantly yield to your opponent. He beat us with our mighty 7 personal combat skill versus his 3. Well, we are wounded and we lose 50 prestige, and we didn't kill him. So, pretty much the worst outcome there. Well, obviously it could be significantly worse if we died, but anyway. I guess this means we have to find another way to deal with him. We can move our Chancellor over, since we no longer need to approve relations with Carinthia. But that's only going to help up to a point. He's pretty steadfastly opposed to me. He also has a weak claim on Jerusalem, incidentally. The lower crown authority now is also over the dangerous threshold. So maybe we should just give out a few more bribes. Which we can afford to do. especially if they're relatively cheap. 173, I guess, is okay. 270 is a little too steep. That for 27 opinion is a little more than I'm willing to pay as well. Okay, well hopefully that will do for the moment. We get 1 or 2 people out. Yeah, that's below. And the lower Crown Authority I'm less worried about because we could just lower our Crown Authority if they ask us to. But we are just about out of time for this episode, so we'll leave it here for now. Thanks for watching, and join me again next time.